Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault Jersey. Joe Archino back here, and apparently Mario Williams is set to take his talents to South Beach and join the Miami Dolphins on a 2-year, $17 million deal. And really, when you look at this, it's just following the pattern that the Dolphins have set these last couple off seasons, and they've tried to really prioritize winning the free agency battle, bringing in the biggest names, the most attractive names to help fill out their roster. Last season with Ndamukong Suh, it's been followed before time and time again, and it hasn't wielded the results that they've wanted. So it begs the question, why continue to follow this strategy when you've shown nothing but the ability to be more than an 8-8 team? Last season, of course, 6-9, but that was a major coaching shakeup. Things never really found their stability there last season, so it's difficult to really put your pulse on it. But it's easy to put your pulse on the fact that free agency has not paid dividends for this team. It just hasn't. Now, it's so difficult to just take a player just because he's great, pay him a lot of money, put him on your football team and say, go out there and do what you did back for your old team. That's not easy to do because sometimes players are as much a product of their previous team, their previous coach, their previous just being in that situation, and sometimes being put into another situation isn't always ideal. And certainly for Ndamukong Suh, I never felt like with Detroit that his play reached the level that it did his first two seasons. I think defense really adjusted to him. He still was a presence on the football field you always had to account for, but just in terms of his pure impact and domination of the game, I never saw him reach the same level that he did his first two seasons with Detroit. Now we go back to Miami last offseason. They bring him in, they steal the headlines, and they don't do anything, really. Largely, he's just taken up incredible amount of money on their cap, and you have to largely ask the question, is his cap hit worth it with what he does on the football field? Now, they still have a lot more things that they're going to have to figure out now, but now they have certainly the makings of what could be a tremendous defense, but I think already this was a pretty good defense, and now you bring in Mario Williams. It's not the most extensive deal in the world, but Mario Williams said he feels rejuvenated by this deal, but again, it's kind of the same thing with him. You look at a lot of these guys, and their play just hasn't matched up to the expectation that they got their contracts off of. And Ndamukong Suh kind of was in a different position than Mario Williams was. Mario Williams signed an incredible deal with the Buffalo Bills, and I certainly don't think he really ever became that impact guy that deal warranted. He was a good player. Again, had a presence on the football field, had to be accounted for at all times, but didn't change games. I think that's what it comes down to in the NFL today is when you're dishing out deals like this, do you change the game? I'd rather use my money wisely and spread it out so I have more collective balance in depth than throwing all my money into one player, because we see that's what wins. I mean, you look at the teams who are winning Super Bowls and they're able to find a way to spread the depth. Seattle, well, the reason they got to 2 Super Bowls back-to-back is because they had such great collective depth in special teams, on offense, on defense. That was a large part of it because they didn't have to pay Russell Wilson yet. But still, we see it's possible to do. And now certainly we look at the Dolphins, and once again, they're making big headlines during the offseason. But I think it's going to wield the same results that we've continuously seen, because what it comes down to in the NFL, it's no surprise. It's very difficult to win in the National Football League, but it's very easy to see what wins in the National Football League. And it all starts with the quarterback position, and then it starts with aiding that quarterback with as much talent as humanly possible. It's not always easy, but you just got to give him all the talent you possibly can and then just hope that he continues to get better, and eventually you get a couple breaks and you're able to hoist the Lombardi trophy. But Ryan Tannehill, I still don't think the verdict is out on him. I certainly have never been convinced watching him that this is the can't-miss guy. Obviously, they committed to him in terms of financials, in terms of his deal, but still, it's one of those things where this is a team that really has not drafted very well. I mean, you go back in the draft, and how many impact players have they really gotten? I think last season, clearly they did a better job, but before that, with a guy like Deion Jordan, I mean, they trade up to get him, and what has he really done? And now they're certainly, I think, trying to help bolster things over in free agency, but it really just has not worked yet. And certainly there are a lot of things that need to go right for the Dolphins this season because it's been a fan base that's been waiting for something to happen. They've really, I think, have tried to steal headlines and try to create interest by winning the free agency battle, but the free agency battle certainly has not resulted in wins for the Miami Dolphins, and we will certainly see what it wields this season. But I think based on consistency and everything that we have seen, it will not wield the wins that they think that it might. Until then, though, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino. And I'll see everybody next time.